This is the book of Second Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. First off, before I get started, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To all, I want to say shalom. And Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. So, wanted to do this lesson, because, I know, a lot of brothers have been going into it, which is beautiful all through the spirit, and I wanted to, add my spiritual 2 cents, a couple videos and articles that I came across, just so as we we try to do to the best of our ability through the spirit and power of Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, cover all aspects, man, and give warning, to our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, the Israelites, Yasharallah. So I have a few articles, I have a few videos, a couple videos, clips, from videos that I want to, share with you brothers and sisters, and just highlighting the times that we're in, because everything is collapsing, as is, the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, so is the whole society. And this is, all being done by design to ultimately go to the, end up leading up to the MO to the TB, man, which is that rice device, So let's start off with this. Hold on, let me put this on. Do not disturb, Salakia. All right, so let's start off with this article from Zero Hedge. And it reads, never seen in over 40 years, SVB, Silicon Valley Bank collapse sparks bank runs as people wait in lines, right? So there's different videos that are circulating and showing people waiting in line, like this one, long lines, people waiting, to go into these bank runs. So I got the definition of bank run, just so, it's all for edifying and educational purposes, right? So we could all learn, right? So a bank run means a bank run or run on the bank occurs when many clients withdraw their money from a bank because they believe the bank may fail in the future, right? So kind of a similar idea, when the whole CV thing happened, and before the lockdowns and everything, people were panicking, and they would run to the grocery stores. And, when that happens, it's a ripple effect, all these people running in there and being a bunch of selfish assholes like they are, buying up every damn thing and worrying about themselves. They don't leave anything for anybody else that may come in after them, and then that's what causes this a domino effect, because then the people that didn't make it, to the store, or in this case to the bank, they're going to be highly upset, right? And then you got to think that people that didn't make it have witnessed people that did make it, so then they might run down on them, man. So this is going to be a whole lot of chaos going on in the very near future, man. And there's multiple banks that are happening, as I'll get in these different stories. So let me go back to this real quick, because this is what this is talking about. Second Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places, everything is appears society is together, right, threaded together, everything's pretty calm, in the sense that you could still go to the store, you can go to the bank, and a lot of certain places, and still get out money, and you can still make transactions, you can do this, that, and the third, right? Everything's pretty much together. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, right? Unsown is what? Ripping apart at the seams, which is exactly what is happening here in Babylon, aka America, and all in these multiple different countries around the planet, you know. And it says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and that's what happened during the CV, and it's going to continue to happen because all the other calamities are still happening. You know, there's still food, supply chain issues. They're still having the farmers are having issues growing, food. They're having to kill off their cattle, their poultry, dumping gallons upon gallons of milk. The whole thing with the water supply, right? So all of these things, there's still different strikes that I've heard about with these truckers. Now you have the railroad, not only the railroad, those derailments, poisoning the water with the chemicals in it, but even in that, the certain routes would hinder getting certain supplies to certain areas, man. So that means those storehouses will start becoming empty. So there's all types of hell that's going on in this planet, man. And that's just showing us that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is soon to return, man. Yahawashi is soon to return. So let's see. I'm gonna try to do my best to put these articles in the description box. I'm gonna read a little bit of this one. So never seen in over 40 years, CVB collapse sparks bank runs as people wait in lines. Sunday, March 12, 2023, the hopeful year that all these prophecies shall come to pass. So they published this yesterday. So yeah, it happened Friday. Friday morning seizure of Silicon Valley Bank by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, underscores the banking sector's vulnerability, exposing the Federal Reserve's lack of foresight and combating inflation through aggressive interest rate hikes that have caused regional banks to crumble. As venture capitalists and others with inside knowledge panicked and withdrew a staggering $42 billion in deposits before CVB's collapse. An old-fashioned bank run reminiscent of the one in the classic 1946 film It's a Wonderful Life has ensued, involving ordinary people. Let's see it. Let's play this.
Don't look now, but there's something funny going on over there at the bank, George. I've never really seen one, but that's got all the earmarks of being a run. Hey, lady, you got any money in the bank? You better hurry.
George, let's not stop. Let's go.
Wait a minute there. Uh-oh.
Please, let's not stop,
I'll
George.
be back in a minute, man.
Hey, so there you have it. That's a literal representation or visualization of a bank run. People see that there's a collapse of a bank about to happen, and just like people do with every other thing, they last minute run over there, everybody at the same time, and try to take what they can before a disaster happens, man. Just like the example I gave with the food stores, man. Same thing. So that's, an example of a bank run. So let's see. And we through the spirit know that these devils are pushing these things on purpose, man. So let's get this. So this was a third. So there was two banks, from my understanding. Matter of fact, let's watch the video because it's from Dabu 7. Where is it at? Slack here. So there was a second one before this. I can't remember right now. Salakia, let me see if he has it in the description. Okay. So signature. Okay, let's see. I guess Silvergate, which collapsed on March 8th. So I guess this Silvergate was the first one, to my understanding, and then this Silicon Valley Bank was the second, and then this one right here, Signature Bank, is the third in a week. And like it says, the bank runs, forcing people to wait in lines to try to withdraw their cash. So let's play a little bit of this.
And really, it begins here as this is Dabu 7.
Oh, and this is all for fair use. For all the videos that I use is for educational purposes only. I'm not gaining any monetary gains from these videos, these clips or whatnot. So without further ado, here we go.
A heads up for folks out there that may have a lot of money sitting in one of these major banks, as we're seeing multiple banks start to collapse. And really, it begins here, as this is now the third bank in the past week that has shuttered. This whole thing today, seeing Signature Bank, one of the two big U.S. destinations for crypto companies, being closed by New York regulators. They're saying that everyone's going to get their money come Monday morning, but this is the third major bank that has fallen in the space of a week. It's got people spooked, and this joint announcement that depositors will be protected above $250,000, because that's what the FDIC guarantees. This is to reassure customers that their money's going to be there and it won't be frozen. Now, Signature had $88 billion in deposits as of December 31st, 2022. It is a major bank. It is one of the major banks widely used in cryptocurrency. Like Silvergate, which collapsed on March 8th, Signature had a network that let crypto companies transfer dollars in real time. But with both,
right? So with everything happening as he said in the video, they guarantee the what is it called, FDIC? FDIC, right? Guarantee the people that 250,000 is covered in their that they can guarantee to get out. But first of all, if you have all these people going to the bank, doing these bank runs at the same time, the bank only has but a certain amount of money in the bank at any given time. And like Apostle Ramlov had explained earlier today, there's I'm forgetting the term. I think it's called fractured. Let me see if I can find it. Fractured banking or fractured let's see, fractured I don't know if it's banking or bank loans, banking, fractured banking system. Let's see. Right, so fractional reserve banking is a system in which only a fraction of bank deposits are required to be available for withdrawal. So let me see if I can, it has a little bit more. What is fractional banking? Fractional banking is a banking system that requires banks to hold only a portion of the money deposited with them as reserves. The banks use customer deposits to make new loans and award interest on the deposits made by their customers, right? So, as Apostle Ramla explained, if somebody deposits $100, the bank only has to have $10 of it in the bank, and they can loan off the $90. So it's these fucking devils, man. It's something else. So let's see. Let's read a little bit of this. So this is what Dabu was bringing out. Signature Bank is closed by regulators. The third U.S. bank failure in a week. Signature Bank, one of two big U.S. destinations for crypto companies, has been closed by New York regulators. All depositors of this institution will be made whole the Treasury, Federal Reserve, and Federal Deposit Insurance Company Corporation said in a joint statement. This is the third major bank that has fallen in the space of a week, and investors are spooked. The joint announcement that depositors will be protected above the $250,000 guaranteed by the FDIC appears to be meant to reassure banking customers that their money will not be frozen. Signature had $88.59 billion in deposits as of December 31st, 2022. So it sounds like this is pretty much what the Daba was reading. So let's continue on. Let's see. Let's get a scripture. What we got? We got commanded to watch, right? So let's get this real quick. Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, man, and give him no rest till he establish and until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, man. So we are commanded to keep pushing this word and giving warning to our people, man. And these devils are absolutely up to something, man. We can't forget Executive Order 14067, right? So let's read that real quick. Executive Order 14067, officially titled Ensuring Responsible Development of Digital Assets, right, was signed on March 9th. Now, he said that, where was it at, the article? The first bank that was closed, where is it at? He must have said, maybe he said it in the video, was the 8th. March 8th. Now, there's no such thing as coincidence, man. So Silvergate was the first one that collapsed on March 8th, basically exactly a year. Where do I have it at? Here we go. After this was signed on March 9th, 2022, and is the 83rd executive order signed by U.S. President Sleepy Creepy Joe. The ultimate aim of the order is to develop digital assets in a responsible manner. Yeah. So everything that the CBDCs, right? Central bank digital currency. So if they want to have a central bank, wouldn't it make sense that all the other banks would have to go down so that they can have this great, reset button, so that they can set up their system and push forth their agenda, right? 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. So we have to watch as well as pray. We'll see what these devils, are up to. So let's get a little bit more, because there is a lot going on. I'm just going to read some of these titles. So this is from Lisa Cabrera. And this shows, the line. This is Silicon Valley Bank. Shows the line of the people waiting in line, doing the bank run. There's 20 more banks facing huge financial security losses. So from my understanding, anybody, if they're guaranteed $250,000, if they put, in these different companies, as this brother, going to bring out some of that information. These were a lot of tech companies, because Silicon Valley, if I'm not mistaken, that's where like Facebook and, I don't know if Twitter's over there, but it's like a lot of those tech companies that are around there. So most of these companies, like I seen a list, like one of the, one of the games my son plays is Roblox. So they were affected. You know what I mean? The little video game thing or whatever. So you had a company like that already has millions, of dollars in there, and they can only get 250,000. That naturally would mean that if they can't get their money, like profit wise, for themselves, how are they going to feed or pay their employees? Which goes to, where is it at? Slovakia, China. Come on, get it right here. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, right? The jobs, right? Me and the brother Malak always go into it, and Jake be like, I'm on my grind, I'm grinding, working, man. When the grinders cease, the jobs cease because they are few. And those that look out the windows be darkened because a lot of these people are starting to see that there's no future here. And it's nothing, it's grim, man. The future here, there is no future here, man. It's going down. These devils are bringing it down on purpose, man, because they have to have everything, they want to have everything centralized, man. So let's see, let's get, see, I think, this brother, Mike, brings out a tweet. Let's see if I can can't really see it on the screen. Let's see if you can see, brother and sister can see it. But he's gonna read some of it. So let me, like I said, this is fair use. So I'm gonna let brother speak a little and read some of this. All right.
That Edward Dow posted yesterday in reference to the potential side effects or the consequences of SVB going belly up or being halted or being seized into government hands. So I'm assuming some of you might have seen this, some of you might have not. I'll thumb through it real quickly, but it just talks about more of the impact and how thousands of startup companies, pretty much it's the startup, it's the who's bank for startups in the tech sector. And so literally I saw, and I couldn't find the image, but it looks like 97% of depositors are above the $250,000 FDIC threshold, meaning that they fall into the category of the business sector, which the FDIC as well as the other banks will have to come together and figure out how they either will or will not make those entities whole, and who's going to bite the bullet on that. And it's a matter of whether it be the bail-in initiated or, like I said before, will there be some type of special bail-out process, which it's unlikely, of course. But real quick here, it says SVB was not just a dominant player in the tech, but were highly integrated in some non-traditional ways. A few things we'll see in the coming days and weeks. And so Edward Dow got this from some.
So there's a lot of things, a cascading effect, so to speak, that are about to happen, in these coming days, these few days and coming weeks, as it says up here, because as it says, that devil, Sleepy Creepy Joe did a speech today, and I want to play a little bit of that. But a lot of things are talking. He's highlighting, lots of startups exclusively banked with SVB, and I can't see what it says, but they're going to be basically in debt because they can only get $250,000, and so if they can't get the rest of their money, the rest of the millions of dollars for these certain companies, startup companies, and whatnot, they're just going to lose all that money. So that means that if they can't sustain themselves and they can't keep the money, that the rest of the money that they made, that means that they won't be able to make payroll next week. So already by next Friday, maybe not, possibly this Friday, you know what I mean? So it happened on Friday, a couple of days ago. So by this Friday, these people might not get paid. And if they do get paid this week, they pretty much damn sure ain't getting paid next Friday, which means also layoffs, will continue to happen. So let him play, speak a little bit more.
From some source, he's not even sure where it came from, but these things make sense to me, so I thought it was worth bringing to you. But it says, one, SVB was incredibly integrated into the lives of many founders, not just their startup bankers and lenders, but also provided personal mortgages and other financial services. It says, two, any uninsured balances at SVB, those above $250,000, are in jeopardy. FDIC plans to pay them out as it sells the assets of SVB. Lots of startups exclusively banked with SVB, as this was a covenant for their debt. So in order to get loans from them, you had to also bank with them. It says now that they may not be able to make payroll next week. It says expect mass layoffs later today, Monday at the latest. Okay, so that's with SVB.
Right, and there you go, man. The grinders cease, and then also, he mentioned the mortgages and whatnot. You know, so I mean, even in that, you know, people, you know, will be suffering because they might not be able to pay their mortgage. And hey, all praise the Yahawashi, Yahawashi, man. This place is going down, man. This place is absolutely going down. Let's see. So let's continue on. So this is, yeah, he speaks about a little bit of Signature Bank systemic risk. So let's play a little bit of this.
Citing systematic risk. This is huge. This is a massive bank in New York, a statewide bank, and another one has been closed on top of the Silicon Valley Bank, which we will get into more details of that in just a second, because the fallout is going to be massive and thousands of companies are not able to pay their employees from this bank fallout. We will get into all that in just a second, but just having 2 banks in one weekend close is a major red flag. I thought this one bank closing was bad and the fallout from it, but this is a sign that this is systematic and this is nationwide, and we could see massive issues, and it makes sense to what has been happening the past few years. All right, we shut down our economy, shut down all the businesses, we printed massive amounts of money injected into the economy. There was massive inflation. We raised interest rates to get rid of the inflation and put a stop on the money liquidity. All right, so now the banks don't have as much money and people are struggling, and we are in a non-growth scenario for our economy, essentially a recession scenario for our economy.
Right. So all these things are already have happened. You know, with the since the CV, you know, 3 years ago, a lot of the small businesses have already closed down, and we're struggling with money and everything, and you know, that, like he said, the inflation and everything. So this everything is coming to a head, man. You know, there's a lot of hell that is coming to this world, man. And it's all from these goddamn devils, man. They're doing it on purpose, man. So let's see. So let's get this devil real quick. Where is he at? Here we go. So we'll get what he said real quick, and then I'll get a few more precepts, and then I'll wrap it up. All right. So here, without further ado, here we go. Make sure it's. So this was actually earlier today. He gave remarks on the banking and the economy. So without further ado, here we go.
Before I leave for California, I want to briefly speak about what's happening at Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. Today, thanks to the quick action of my administration over the past few days, Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe. Your deposits will be there when you need them. Small businesses across the country, the deposit accounts at these banks can breathe easier knowing they'll be able to pay their workers and pay their bills. And their hardworking employees can breathe easier as well. Last week, when we learned of the problems of the banks and the impact they could have on jobs of small businesses and the banking system overall, I instructed my team to act quickly to protect these interests. They've done that. On Friday, the government regulator in charge, the FDIC, took control of Silicon Valley Bank's assets. And over the weekend, it took control of Signature Bank's assets. Treasury Secretary Yellen and a team of banking regulators have taken action, immediate action. And here are the highlights. First, all customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today. That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business.
Right. So basically, he's trying to reassure the Babylonians that everything's going to be okay, right? So this is from CNN Business. Wall Street pummels regional banks despite Biden's assurances. It says Wall Street's confidence in regional banks remained shaky Monday despite emergency measures from the Biden administration to protect customer deposits. First Republic shares fell more than 60% and were briefly halted for volatility. Western Alliance Bancorp's stock also fell 47%, and PacWest Bancorp fell more than 20%. The SPDR S&P Regional Banking Exchange traded fund fell 12%. Monday's turmoil for bank stocks stems from the collapse Friday of Silicon Valley Bank, which came unglued last week as customers panicked and yanked their deposits. Rather than bailing out the bank, the Biden administration and federal regulators on Sunday night said they would to backstop customers' deposits, and those that weren't insured. The same protections would be in place for customers of Signature, a New York regional lender that folded when depositors were apparently spooked by SVB's demise. Let's see what it says. By guaranteeing all deposits, even the uninsured money that customers kept with the failed banks, the government aimed to prevent more bank runs and to help companies that deposited large sums with banks to continue to make payroll and fund their operations. Right? So, I mean, despite, what this devil's trying to say and trying to keep, the people calm or whatnot, all these things is still cascading, the same way that, the whole thing with the train derailment in Ohio, right? They said, oh, nothing to see here. Everything's okay. Just keep calm. Everything's going to be all right. We got everything under control. Same thing. That's why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy, man. So let me get a few more precepts and wrap it up. Because this is ultimately all of the Lord's doing, man. Bahasham, Yahawashi are making these devils do what they do to shake everything up, man. And ultimately these people are going to begin to suffer because they have trusted in uncertain riches. So let's get it. This is 1 Timothy. This is 1 Timothy. Yeah, 1 Timothy 6 and 17 in the KJV. Charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Right? So let's read it in the NIV. Right? Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, man. So all these people panicking, running down to the bank, they're trusting in uncertain riches, man. Right? There's no true value in it because it could be taken away in the blink of an eye. The people that are living on easy street, so to speak, right? Whistling Dixie down the street one day on Thursday, and then on Friday, all of a sudden they're running down to the bank to try to get their money out, their millions of dollars out, right? They can't pay their employees. They got to lay people off. I'm sure we're gonna hear about a lot of suicides soon because especially these damn Edomites, they can't fucking survive for nothing. They have no mental strength at all. As soon as they lose everything, they just kill themselves, man. There's no point in living if they don't have these uncertain riches to them, But it says for us to put their hope in the Most High, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment, man. So we are to put our stock in Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi and not these uncertain riches, man, because clearly they could fail. And the Lord is the one that is taking these things away from these people, man. 1 Samuel 2 and 7. The Lord Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up, man. right? So all of these things are coming from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Let's get this last one and I'll wrap it up. Let me see what I got right here. What's this one? Yeah, let's get this one. Ecclesiasticus 18:25. When thou hast enough, remember the time of hunger, right? A lot of these people, since they got everything, under the sun, they don't remember when the times when they were struggling. They should. A lot of those Edomites never struggled, But, these different celebrities and these different startup companies in that Silicon Valley, they might have was struggling, was homeless or whatnot. But, that's why the Lord said, remember of the time of hunger, and when thou art rich, think upon poverty and need, man. Because it could be taken away from you in a second, man. And that's exactly what's starting to happen. Ecclesiasticus 11:25. The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly. Excuse me. And suddenly he maketh his blessing flourish. Say not, what profit is there of my service, and what good things shall I have thereafter, right? Because this is a beautiful thing that we're able to partake in, us brothers and sisters that, trying to, that are coming back to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi in truth and sincerity, man. And humbling ourselves and repenting, man. Feeling sorrowful for the things that we have done against our power, man. And what good things shall I have thereafter? Again, say not, I have enough and possess many things. And what evil shall I have hereafter, right? Because most people are settled on their lees, man. They're complacent. They don't want anything to happen to Babylon. They want to stay here forever, but that's not in the scriptures, man. The prophecy says that this place will fall, man. So don't trust in uncertain riches, man. And then say that what evil shall, I have, right? Because what does it say? In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity, man. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered, man. So, all these people, all the easy life, the partying, I'm talking about the different Edomites and stuff over in Silicon Valley that are losing out majorly right now. All those partying times, all those clubbing and all those, doing line, whatever the hell they was doing. In the time of their affliction of an hour, it maketh him a man forget pleasure, man. That's what, hey, the Lord, all praise the Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. The Lord is starting to put these curses upon our enemies, man, and upon them that hate us, man. So the ones that was looking down on us and acting like they're holier than thou and all this shit, damn Edomites, especially the well-to-do ass Edomites, they're suffering, man. And it's all by the hand of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi using his whipping stick, his sword. Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, in particular the elites, right? They're doing evil to their own selves, man, to their own people, man. So we gotta, watch as well as pray and rely on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi in these coming troubling times that are on the horizon, man. So this is Psalms 55:22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved, man. So let's put all our hope in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and he'll take care of us, man. I know brothers and sisters might possibly go through this soon, because the whole monetary system is gonna collapse, man. So we gotta cast our burden upon the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and he shall sustain us, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. A little, in the news, these different events that are going on around the world, especially here in Babylon at this, at this moment that I was speaking about in this lesson, But yeah, cast our burdens on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and they'll sustain us, man. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To all, I want to say shalom. I want to say DTA, Abal Babal, and Kwam Yasharallah. Hey, shalom. To the next one.